A warm welcome to TBC News, our top stories. Tanzania-Angola ties set for new impetus and vision. "53 years on Karume's legacy continues to inspire generations." Good evening, I'm Kanki Mwegomole. You can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook and X pages at TBC Online. President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu Hassan, has arrived in Angola. President Samia has been invited by the President of Angola, João Manuel Gonzalez Lourenço. The aim of her visit is to further strengthen the historical relations between Tanzania and Angola. President Samia Suluhu Hassan also has held talks with the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Angola, Tete Antonio, immediately after arriving at the 4 de Fevereiro International Airport in Rwanda, ready to start a 3-day state visit in the country. In related news, as President Samia Suluhu Hassan begins a 3-day state official visit to Angola, attention is once again drawn to the long-standing ties between Tanzania and Angola, a relationship rooted in shared struggles for independence and a common vision for regional integration. Beyond diplomacy, the two countries have built a partnership shaped by solidarity, mutual support, and growing cooperation in sectors such as energy, trade, and security. My colleague Teddy Mparanyanga explores a closer look at the historical foundations and evolving dynamics of the Angola-Tanzania relationship and what it signals for the region's future.
And South-to-South cooperation, the relationship between Angola and Tanzania stands out as a compelling example of strategic, cultural, and economic diplomacy in action. In recent years, the bilateral relationship between Angola and Tanzania has gained renewed momentum, rooted in shared history, mutual respect, and a common vision for continental development. Once connected by liberation struggles and ideological solidarity, the two nations are now charting a new path, one defined by trade, investment, and regional cooperation. Both Angola and Tanzania are positioning themselves as key economic players in their respective regions. Angola in Central and Southern Africa, and Tanzania in East Africa. The two nations are now exploring synergies in trade, energy, and infrastructure. One notable area of cooperation is the oil and gas sector. Angola, a major oil producer, has expressed interest in sharing its expertise with Tanzania, which is developing its own natural gas industry. Moreover, the Tanzania Investment Center and its Angolan counterpart have begun discussions on reciprocal investment promotion, aiming to create a more enabling environment for business communities in both countries. Beyond politics and economics, culture and education exchanges have helped cement the relationship. Angolan students continue to study in Tanzanian universities, while cultural festivals have celebrated the diverse languages, music, and traditions of both countries. The recent establishment of Tanzania-Angola Joint Commission marks a turning point in creating cooperation. Both governments have committed to regular consultations to align strategies and explore new areas of engagement from agriculture to defense. The partnership between Angola and Tanzania is not merely a reflection of diplomatic protocol. It is a model of Pan-African unity in action, looking boldly into the future while honoring a storied past. Teddy Mparanyanga, TBC News.
Meanwhile, today, President Samia Suluhu Hassan has publicly announced her support for Professor Muhammad Janabi's campaign for the Director of the World Health Organization for the African Region post. In celebration of the World Health Day, themed Healthy Beginnings, Hopeful Future, President Samia expressed her enthusiasm for supporting Professor Janabi's vision of a healthier, stronger, and more successful Africa, where everyone has access to quality healthcare and robust health systems.
Efforts to address. I firmly believe that if elected, Professor Janabi will significantly contribute to the WHO's mission of improving overall health outcomes and well-being of people across Africa and beyond. I'm equally confident that he will champion the collective interests. I humbly request members of the World Health Organization in Africa to vote for Professor Mohamed Yaqub Janabi and to vote for Tanzania. Together, we can make a difference for the people of Africa.
He emphasizes that Professor Janabi's experience and successes speak for themselves, and she is confident that his leadership will yield positive results in improving health and overall well-being across the continent.
Created strong and effective competencies and innovative leadership skills, which undoubtedly will enhance the effectiveness of the WHO efforts in the African region, bringing about positive changes and improvements in healthcare and well-being. Professor Janabi's unwavering commitment to public and global health, health diplomacy, and his relentless dedication to improving healthcare systems perfectly align with the WHO's Afrovision and objectives. His leadership would undoubtedly benefit Africa.
Our announcement not only highlights the importance of health leadership in Africa, but also reinforces the commitment of Tanzanian leadership to the health outcomes of its citizens and the entire continent. President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, calls for an urgent formulation of the Commonwealth Youth Skills Program, which will equip 1 million young people with blue and green economy skills by 2030. President Dr. Mwinyi made the call when he addressed the Commonwealth Trade and Investment Summit 2025 in London, where the summit is being held.
Success of our blue economy and other initiatives depends critically on our youth. Young people are not just beneficiaries of our policies, but essential partners in implementation. In Zanzibar, we have established the Blue Economy Innovation Hub, where young entrepreneurs receive technical training, mentorship, and seed funding to develop ocean-based businesses. Since 2023, this program has supported over 300 youth-led enterprises with a 70% success rate. I believe the Commonwealth is uniquely positioned to scale such initiatives. I call upon all of us to work together to equip our young people with the technical skills necessary to thrive in the digital age and blue economy. This includes expanding Commonwealth scholarships, business mentoring networks.
Dr. Mwinyi has also called on the participants of the summit to visit Zanzibar and explore investment opportunities in the blue economy sector, ecotourism, alternative marine energy, sustainable fish farming, and port development. Furthermore, the President of Zanzibar reaffirms the government's commitment to ensure that by 2050, Zanzibar becomes a middle-income economy following the launch of the development vision through the Blue Economy Policy Strategy of 2022.
I extend a personal invitation to each one of you to visit Zanzibar and witness our blue economy transformation firsthand. Our doors are open to investors and partners interested in sustainable aquaculture, renewable marine energy, ecotourism, and port development. I'd like to propose 3 concrete actions. First, let us establish a Commonwealth Blue Economy Network with dedicated funding and expertise to accelerate sustainable ocean-based development across our member states. Second, let us launch a Commonwealth Youth Skill Initiative that will equip 1 million young people with blue and green economy skills by 2030. And third, let us commit to increasing intra-Commonwealth trade by 50% within 5 years through targeted reduction of non-tariff barriers and increased investment in trade infrastructure.
The meeting was attended by various leaders of the Commonwealth member countries. Today, Tanzania marks the day dedicated to the first president of Zanzibar and the first vice president of Tanzania, Abeid Aman Karume, a key figure in Tanzania's history, who was assassinated 53 years ago on the 7th of April 1972. To understand more on his political contribution and leadership during and after the Zanzibar Revolution of 1964, Antonia Kivaria has prepared the following report.
Many people know Karume as a revolutionary leader who was born on 4th of August 1905 in the vibrant community of Zanzibar. Growing up in a diverse cultural environment, he was exposed to a mix of Arab, African, and Indian influences. This rich background installed him in a deep appreciation for multiculturalism, which influenced his policies as a leader. While many have known Karume for his political acumen, fewer recognize his commitment to education. After the revolution, he prioritized educational reforms aimed at elevating literacy rates among Zanzibarians. His government established several schools and educational programs, making education accessible to all, which laid a groundwork for future generations. Karume was not just a regional leader, he had a broader vision for Africa. Fluent in Swahili, English, and Arabic, he participated in various Pan-African movements and forums advocating for unity amongst African nations. He believed in the power of collective strength and worked hard to foster relationship with other African leaders, contributing to the Pan-African ideology during a critical period in African history. While Karume's leadership was often defined by revolution, fewer people know that he dedicated his considerable effort to promote national unity in a culturally diverse Zanzibar. He recognized the importance of reconciliation between different ethnic groups and aimed to create cohesive society. His policies sought to bridge division through challenges remained in a post-revolution environment. Abeid Aman Karume was a complex figure whose life and contributions extended far beyond his role in Zanzibar Revolution. By exploring these lesser-known facets of his legacy, we gain a deeper understanding of the man who shaped modern Tanzania. His commitment to education, multiculturalism, and Pan-African unity continues to inspire leaders today. Antonia Kivaria, TBC News.
In other news, the Minister of Constitutional and Legal Affairs, Dr. Damas Ndumbaro, urges the international community to denounce and condemn hate speech, disunity, violence, intolerance, and discrimination in order to build a harmonious future for all people. He made the call in Dar es Salaam during the commemoration of the 1994 Rwandan genocide against the Tutsi, which claims the lives of over 800,000 people in just 100 days. Caroline Malewa has more details.
In Dar es Salaam, the Rwanda High Commissioner, in collaboration with the United Nations, commemorates the 31st remembrance of the 1994 Holocaust that took place in Rwanda and killed massive Tutsis. Today actually is a day that has brought together key stakeholders from the international community and from the nation. Dr. Ndumbaro expresses government commitment to work closely with the international community to create a safe world for all.
The government of the Republic of Tanzania, under the able leadership of Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan remains committed and ready to work closely with the international community in building a world of justice and dignity for all, in honor of those victims and survival of the genocides against Tutsi in 1994.
On his part, the Rwandan High Commissioner to Tanzania, General Patrick Nyamvumba, emphasizes the importance of honoring the victims and ensuring that the atrocities of 1994 are never forgotten.
This is done to honor the victims of the genocide, but also to remind the international community that if these acts of remembrance are not carried out, it emboldens those who still think that they can do the same thing.
Meanwhile, member of the Tanzanian Parliament, Liberata Mulamula, highlights the lessons African countries can draw from the genocide.
You know, of course, when genocide happened, the most affected, of course, apart from the Rwandese, from Rwanda, but also Tanzania. Remember, in 100 days, we received more than 1 million refugees. We have never relented in our efforts to make sure that never again will ever experience genocide in our region, in the continent, and in the world.
Also speaking at the event, the UNAIDS Country Director, Martin Ordit, affirms the United Nations commitment to preventing such atrocities from happening again.
I urge all states to deliver on commitments made in the Global Digital Compact to tackle online falsehoods and hate, to comply with their obligations under international humanitarian and human rights law, and to become parties to the Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide.
The Rwandan High Commissioner to Tanzania expresses the great need for the new generation to learn lessons from the disastrous outcome of the genocide.
When they know the history of where their countries or their communities, it helps shape them know where they want to take themselves moving forward.
Representing the new generation, here young people attending the event share the lessons they have learned from today's commemoration.
The education I've obtained today, I would like to address this to the world, that for a better society and a better world, we need to protect the peace that we have.
Young students, we have to get more education, we have to get more knowledge, so as to stop this genocide to happen again.
Yeah. Me as a children or coming generation, my duty is to provide education as we get here today to all people.
Today's commemoration of the Rwandan genocide calls for people to remember, unite, and renew their attitudes so that such acts that happened 31 years ago does not happen again. Reporting from Dar es Salaam, this is Caroline Maleo, TBC News.
Over 500 participants from Tanzania, other African countries, Europe and the United States are expected to gather in Zanzibar for a two-day international conference aimed at promoting medical tourism and advancing cardiovascular care across the continent. Here are more details.
We are going to discuss different technology in terms of managing cardiovascular disease, both in surgery and also in cath lab, which will also include artificial intelligence, how to manage and how to prevent cardiovascular disease. Yeah, so we expect to get a lot of collaborators from industrial areas, farmers who will also join the meetings. We are also going to get leaders from hospitals. This meeting also will give an awareness, medical tourism. As you know, the government of Tanzania have invested a lot in human resource and equipment. So we want to use this meeting to bring the awareness to people in Africa so that they can come here. Right now in Jakaya Kikwete, we are getting more than 600 patients from African country, even outside the country.
Two achievements. One is he's attained a fellowship of cardiology from the American College of Cardiology, which he received last week in Chicago, USA. But two, he has also received a prestigious award called Dr. Najib Award for Cardiology under the ACC tutelage, which entitled him to receive a 1-month training in interventional cardiology at the Cleveland Clinic in Ohio. So this is a very high achievement, especially for recognition in terms of the various cardiology-related endeavor in our country.
It's an honor and proud to say that Jakaya Kikwete Cardiac Institute is one of the largest in East, Central, and Southern Africa, which is only catering for cardiac patients, adults and pediatric, which there is no institute in whole of East and Central Africa and Southern Africa, which has 150 beds only dedicated to cardiology.
In case you missed any of our news stories, remember you can always go to our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and watch anytime, anywhere. Before concluding our local news tonight, let's take a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. It's TBC News every weekday. It's now time for the international news with Lulua Muhammad.
The storm at the state of Kentucky in the United States has killed at least 2 people. Severe weather has caused major destruction across large areas of Southern and Central America in recent days. Widespread flooding have destroyed many homes and left hundreds of thousands of people without electricity. Local authorities said many hundreds of roads be closed or are already flooded in some states in the U.S. Forecasters have warned that flooding can persist for days as torrential rains continue. U.S. meteorologists and environmentalists say climate change is to blame. At least 52 people have been killed by gunmen and nearly 2,000 others have been displaced over several days of attacks in Nigeria's northern Plateau state, which has history of violence between farmers and cattle herders. The reason for the attacks in 6 villages in Plateau's Bokos district last week was not immediately known, but it is the worst outbreak of violence since December 2023, when more than 100 people were killed in the same district. The president of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, has directed security agencies to hunt down the attackers, as he stressed that they will face severe punishment. And French President Emmanuel Macron has called for a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip and insisted on the lifting of restrictions on humanitarian aid to Gaza. Macron made the call during his visit to Egypt, where he met and held talks with President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi in Cairo. Israel resumed attacks on Hamas last month and blocked the flow of food, fuel and humanitarian aid to the nearly 2 million Palestinians living in Gaza in an attempt to pressure Hamas to accept new terms of a ceasefire agreement.
And that was the international news. Sports news is up next. And in sports, Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa says the decision of the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, and the President of Zanzibar, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, to approve the AFCON and CHAN competitions to be held in the country will give a renewed impetus to sports and tourism sector in the country. Speaking after inspecting the renovation and construction of the Amani, Maisara and Maizodong stadiums in Zanzibar, Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa urges businessmen to seize the opportunity, especially in the construction of five-star hotels, to attract tourists, to boost their income and the nation as a whole.
Tanzanians in general, those who will be in Zanzibar and the mainland, will benefit from these visitors during the competition. The hotel owners and investors will get enough visitors because not only a team of 11 players will come, but a team with their various leaders who will come and use various hotels, but also fans of the country who will be here, and they are going to do good business. So let's continue to encourage businessmen to build hotels from 3 stars to 5 stars, and also strengthen communication and availability of African food.
Lakini pia huduma kama chakula, usafirishaji na huduma nyingine nazo pia zitapatikana na watu watapata uwezo kupitia huduma hizo.
Tanzania, Kenya and Uganda together will host CAF African Cup of Nations AFCON 2027. And that's sport item. And that's the end of the sports news. Before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, let's take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
Good evening, dear viewer. Welcome to the next 24 hours forecast, starting tonight at 9 p.m. From Tanzania Meteorological Authority, my name is Ramadan Omari. Rainfall models are showing signal of rainfall, especially along Lake Victoria Basin, western part of our country, and the coastal areas. NTMA has issued an advisory of short period of heavy rain over a few areas of Kigoma, Tabora, Katavi, Kagera, Geita, Mwanza, Shinyanga, Mara, together with Simiyu regions. So necessary precautions should be taken over those areas. And tonight, a few areas, especially along Lake Victoria Basin, toward western part of our country, are expected to feature cloudy condition, thunder showers over a few areas. Over the northern coast, including Morogoro region, we are expected to feature partly cloudy condition, thunder showers over a few areas. And over the northeastern highland, central area, southeastern highland, Rwanda region, together with southern coast, we are expecting to feature partly cloudy condition, rain showers over a few areas. And tomorrow, areas, especially along Lake Victoria Basin, western part of our country, northern coast, southern coast, including Morogoro region, we are expecting to feature partly cloudy condition, thunder showers over a few areas and sun period. Over the northeastern highland, central, southwestern highland, and the Rwanda region, we are expecting to feature partly cloudy condition, rain showers over a few areas and sun periods. And in terms of winds, we are expecting wind to flow at 30 kilometers per hour, especially over the northern coast. On the southern coast, Lake Victoria and the Lake Tanganyika, wind speed is expected to reach 20 kilometers per hour. Over Lake Nyasa, we are expecting wind speed to reach 10 kilometers per hour. And now, let's have a look on the next 4 days forecast over some regions of our country. Rain showers over a few areas. Over the Dodoma region, we are expecting light rains over a few areas. In Mbeya region, we are expecting rain showers over a few areas. In Mwanza region, we are expecting thunder showers over a few areas. Over Kilimanjaro, rain showers are expected over a few areas. Over Morogoro, we are expecting rain showers over a few areas. In Arusha, we are expecting rain showers over a few areas. From Tanzania Meteorological Authority, that is all for today. Thank you for watching and goodbye.
Marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Kanki Mwegomole. Good night.